What's up, everybody? Welcome to our channel, Honest Hockey Take. I am Hohen and this is Scott. And today we're going to be doing a video about the disappointment of the New York Rangers season.
Yeah, so guys, this team started out and we thought, okay, before the season started, this team's going to end up being not only a playoff team, but probably going to win this division or at least be top two with Carolina. And we have to say that is not looking very promising right now. This team is off to a 10-9-4 start, which is pretty abysmal for a team that seems on paper to be pretty loaded. So today me and Hohen are going to dive deep and try to figure out what is wrong with the New York Rangers. And we're going to start off with the forwards.
Yeah, so the forwards, they're just not scoring enough 5-on-5. It's pretty plain and simple. Even their special teams aren't. Their penalty killing is really good. It's top 5 in the league, but their power play is just in the middle of the league. Just not enough scoring from 5-on-5.
Yeah, so right now, I have to say, I'm not too disappointed in Panarin and Zibanejad. They're still doing what you expect them to do. They're point-per-game players. They both have 25 points in the first 23 games. Pretty much what you'd expect from these types of guys, give or take. And Panarin did go a while without scoring a goal. He finally got off his dry streak last game after like 11 games without a goal. But what we're seeing is we're not seeing the depth scoring on the Rangers doing almost anything for them. If you take away those two big guys, you're not really getting a lot. And especially, I have to say, I'm disappointed with guys like Alexis Lafreniere and Capo Caco, who have been borderline, I gotta say it, busts right now. Like, they're definitely not living up to first and second overall picks.
No, they're not. But one guy that does really impress me so far during this stretch is Filipino. He's been super good on this team. During the month of November, he has 8 to 9 points. It's impressive. He's been playing the best out of that kid line. Speaking about Kako and Lafreniere, those guys have been huge disappointment. Those guys needed to step up huge this season, and they're just not doing that.
Yeah, that kid line that they had from last playoffs with Hito, Kako, and Lafreniere, Hito actually played well enough that they actually moved him up to play with Panarin last game, which is probably well-deserved after how hard he's been working. But these other guys, they just got to get stuff going. Like, it's not going to cut it. Like, 23 games and 10 points for Laf, and 23 games and 8 points for Kako. Like, this is not what you expected when you draft these guys. Like, these guys are going with picks that Tim Stützle went to later than Lafreniere, and look how great Tim Stützle looks right now. And then with Kako, I mean, he went right beside Jack Hughes, who's like over a point per game right now. So the Rangers have kind of been getting screwed over by their draft picks right now.
Yeah, and to be honest, I know Scott touched on this guy and it's Panarin. I know he has been playing overall pretty decent so far, but at $11.5 million, I expected a little bit more from him. For this month of November, he only has 1 goal, and it's that goal that he scored last game. So he needs to put more effort, more shots at the net, try to create more scoring chances, and try to score some goals here. Like,
me and Hohen have always joked about Panarin being afraid to shoot, and I know I have friends that are Rangers fans out there, and they've always texted me up being so annoyed that Panarin just won't shoot the puck when he has a good opportunity. The guy is such a good passer, but he's always looking for the pass. Sometimes you just gotta not be afraid and shoot that thing. Like, I mean, the guy's got a good shot. It's an underrated shot. He's just gotta not be afraid of it.
Okay, so I have a question to ask you. So because the New York Rangers are having such trouble scoring 5-on-5 right now, do you think a guy like Vitaly Kravtsov can help this team?
No, I think they've given him chances, and I don't think they want to deal with that right now, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty done with it. They have been getting a little unlucky as a team, I will say. Like, I know Panarin did go that long time without scoring, but he also had a goal disallowed, like the game before that as well, where he scored and it was an offside by, like, we're talking 1 centimeter. Like, I could not believe it was actually reviewed and taken off the board because it was so close to call. But the guys like Trocheck too, like Trocheck's fighting really hard there, especially on the second line when he was playing with Panarin, but he's just not getting the breaks. Like, this guy should have way more goals than he does right now. It's just the puck is not going in for him.
Yeah. Well, one guy I want to say that he's doing really, really well, impressed me this season, and continuing his success is Chris Kreider. He's actually putting a lot of points on the board this month.
Well, 10 goals in 23 games is obviously not on pace for 50, which he'll never do again. But I will say it is quite impressive that he's still doing some of the things he did well last game.
Yeah.
Or last year, sorry, not last game. But enough of the forwards. On to the defense here. Now, this is a team coming into the year I thought probably had a top 5 defense in the league. They were young, they were very mobile, and they had an element of size as well to their game with guys like Keandre Miller and having Lindgren and then Jacob Trouba, of course. Like, this is a pretty physical defense. But I have to say, I'm quite disappointed in the Keandre Miller and Trouba pairing to start this year. They're both minus right now, and not only that, their offensive numbers have not been good, especially when you expect a guy like Jacob Trouba making that kind of money, over $8 million a year, to be putting up some offensive production.
Yeah, Truba hasn't been good at all. He's been from what I checked in November, he had huge negative numbers. He had like 3 points or something for the whole month.
Yeah, he has 6 in 23 games,
Yeah.
and he has not scored a goal, and he's taken over 50 shots.
Yeah, the only guy that's really still performing really well right now is that first pairing of Lindgren and Fox. Fox has what 16 points this November calendar. It's very very good.
He's
impressive.
actually over a point per game for the
Yeah,
season, which
yeah.
is kind of incredible. He's still doing his Adam Fox Norris kind of things. And Lindgren is, as we've said in past videos, if you guys have watched, we really like Ryan Lindgren. He's like the warrior, the heart and soul of this team. And I don't give him any crap because he's played such a good defensive and physical game for this team, and he allows Fox to be Fox. So.
Okay. What do you think about Jones and Schneider?
I think they're young. Snyder especially has shown me some good things. I don't mind him. You can kind of see sometimes the inexperience that he has being so young, but he is very physical. And he has put up occasionally a point here and there when you don't expect it, like a goal the other day he had. And it's going to take time. It's not going to be instant for these guys. And they should probably be playing some sheltered minutes. Like we're talking 13 minutes a game kind of thing. Because you have that top four who is very, like, Condre Miller maybe not as much, but the other three are very experienced players.
Yeah, and one of the things I looked at with that third pairing there is they're really young, they're very inexperienced, but at the same time, I feel like they should be given a little bit more chances. I feel
They have good potential.
They played 10 minutes last game each. I mean, it's a low. Especially with how bad Truba's been playing, and with
I don't think you're going to see it though, especially when they've put like that money into that first four.
At least give them like an extra minute or two.
No,
minutes.
I think they should be around 13 minutes.
Yeah,
13 minutes would be good for that pair, I'd say, because like. They are very, very young.
Yeah, it takes some pressure out of the top guys from playing so many minutes. So
well, Adam Fox and Lindgren are going to get their 25 plus.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I mean, Fox played 30 minutes against the New Jersey Devils in that last game.
Yeah, it's crazy. He just was on there for like the whole game.
Yeah. And now we'll move on to the last part, and that will be the goaltending. The goaltending, to me, Shesterkin is not the problem, although there are very high expectations in New York this season because of how well he played last season. You just cannot expect him to continue to bail out the team all the time. So he is playing very respectable right now for the month of November, a month that they're not winning that many games. He has a 912 save percentage, which is actually pretty respectable. I think that's pretty good. But the problem is the backup. That backup sucks. I think he's like 800 goalie.
This is bad. So basically right now for the Rangers, and I'm not trying to like mince words here, but if Halak plays, they lose. Okay? Like that's how it's been this year. He's had 6 starts. He's 0-5-1. He has an 881 save percentage right now. That's not going to get anything done. The guy hasn't won a game for you. So basically you're saying if Shesterkin doesn't play, it's an auto loss, or essentially close to an auto loss. They need some different goalie brought in, I think, to be a backup if they want to actually take this year seriously.
Yeah, you know what that really reminds me of? It reminds me of last year or the year before when Tampa with Vasilevsky. Every time when the backup came in, you knew they were going to lose that game.
Oh, Elliott comes in.
Elliott
oh no, this is going to be bad.
Or McElhaney or whoever
they've had in the past. But yeah, like I don't fault Shesterkin. Actually, he obviously has not been as great as last year, but I do still think he's been fantastic. And if you look at how bad the defense has played kind of this year for the Rangers, a 2.58 goals against is actually pretty solid in the NHL nowadays, especially with how high scoring it is.
Yeah, and to be fair, Shesterkin also stole some of those games, like the Arizona game he stole, the Sharks game he stole.
Yeah, I've actually really only, I've watched a lot of Rangers games this year, and I've only seen him really have 2 really bad games. The one against the Oilers was particularly bad to me, and then there was one other game a few weeks ago I didn't like his play, but normally he actually looks like he's perfect positioning. He's like sliding across the ice really smoothly, making great saves, especially with his pads, and it's pretty good. I don't think that Shesterkin's a problem for this team.
He is not the problem at all.
Definitely got to go out though. Trade deadline, Get a backup goalie because Halak ain't going to cut it, and I don't think they really have anyone ready in the minors. So yeah, one of the other things I wanted to talk about with this team right now is kind of their special teams. Their penalty kill this year has been actually really solid. They're like top 5 in the league right now, and I mean that's definitely probably because of guys like Ryan Lindgren who are just blocking shots like crazy. Even Trouba has actually played pretty good on the penalty kill. I think that's like one of his better places right now on the ice is when he's in his own defensive zone on the penalty kill because he's blocking everything. He's a big body, and that's what he's always done well. And the power play, though, it's not been what you expect from a team that last year was like a top 5 power play. This year, they're 18th right now at 21.3% on the power play. And when you have a power play unit you can field like Zibanejad, Kreider, Adam Fox, Trocheck, and Panarin, you expect a lot better than that. You're expecting this team to be top 10, most likely top 6, almost every year.
Yeah, their penalty kill is not to blame. They also are like top 5 in the league in hits as well. They hit a lot of people.
They're a very physical team.
The block shot, they're like kind of mid-tier. They're surprisingly, when I did the research, they're not as high, but they have particular players like Ryan Lindgren that blocks a lot of shots, right? But their power play for the month of November is bottom 10 in the league. It's just not good. It's like 19%. It's pretty bad for the month of
Yeah, I don't know
November.
if you watch them a lot, but when I see it, it's like the shot selection does not look great. I feel like they could be taking better shots. Sometimes it feels like they're just flinging shots from anywhere. Like I've watched Adam Fox, probably no offense to Fox, he's playing great, but sometimes they'll like make their priority shot is just his shot from the point, and he'll like miss the net wide. When I think they should be trying to get these pucks like in deep to guys like Trocheck and guys like Zibanejad who can actually like score from pretty much anywhere. I think those are the types of players. And then obviously Chris Kreider's going to stand in front of the net and do his thing, tap in wizard. But those are the types of guys I'd want to get the shot off right now is Trocheck's shot and Zibanejad's shot for sure.
But bottom line, the biggest problem with this team right now, they got to get their 5-on-5 going. Like their 5-on-5, they're not scoring goals. They need to start scoring 5-on-5.
And it comes down with chemistry a lot too. I don't really think the chemistry of the current lines are the best. I think they could mix it up. I think it did help. They did shake it up a little bit last game, so maybe there's something that they can build on for that. But I think they need to find another person to play on the first line with Zibanejad and Kreider that's not kind of just like a fourth liner, and see which center works with Panarin best. If you have to even put Zibanejad with Panarin and try it out, maybe that's the play.
One thing that really stood out to me is they can't not play a full 60 minutes.
That is true.
They were up 3-0 going to that third period, and they can't sat back. You cannot sit back like that. You have to and try to defend a lead.
That is my biggest pet peeve with a lot of teams in this league, and it drives me absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
When you're ahead 2 or 3 goals, you've seen this year, the 2-goal leads are terrible. There's been more 2-goal leads erased this year than any year in the last 20. And teams just have this thing where they just get ahead 2 and they think they can coast. They can't. There's no way anymore. This isn't like 1999. You can't just coast when you're ahead by 2 goals.
The teams are too good now.
You have to put your foot on the gas at all times. You treat it the same way. I mean, maybe don't take risks, but you're still trying to get the puck in deep. You're still trying to get scoring chances. You can't just lay it off.
Yeah, and the game against the New Jersey Devils, they've slept in the first period. They didn't pick it up until the third period.
Yeah, they were like playing only like 20 minutes at the end there.
Yeah, so this team has got to play full 60 minutes. They need more heart in their game. They need to battle harder. They weren't battling hard enough in that Oilers game from what I saw. They kind of like played like, we're up 3-0.
If they played like they did against the Devils in that third period to end it, that's the type of team that would be first in this division for sure.
Yeah. And the last few games, especially with the Oilers game, Lafreniere took that bad penalty that led to the game winner for Draisaitl. Like, you just cannot do that, right? Like, you're costing the team games doing that.
Yeah, you have to stay out of the box, especially if your team's already struggling right now. You don't want to be giving the other team more opportunities to catch up.
So what do you think about Gerard Gallant's current performance right now in terms of his coaching? Because he should have called a timeout, in my mind, with the Oilers game.
He should have probably after the 2 goals, after it was 3-2. But I don't blame the guy too much. I still think he's a great coach, and I don't blame him for the problems right now at all, actually.
Because right now, a lot of the New York Rangers fan base are blaming the coach.
I don't think that's right. I don't think Gallant should be blamed. If you saw what this team was like 2 years ago, and then you saw what Gallant did with it last year, I don't think really people should be attacking this guy. This guy has had a history of showing nothing but success when he takes over a new team, and his first year with the team, he just crushes it. And I don't think it's right to like jump to conclusions and go attacking the coach right now. If anything, I'd get on these players who have been putting up, as you said, a bad 5-on-5 effort right now.
Yeah, the bottom line is I think that this team is too good of a roster. I think they will rebound.
I do too. I really believe that the Rangers will be still in the top 3 in this division by the end of the year. Yeah. They might be third now, actually, the more I'm thinking about, because I do kind of think Carolina and New Jersey are better teams right now. But I still think they're going to end up in the playoffs and still in the top 3 in this division.
Yep, I agree with that.
But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our little ramble about the New York Rangers here. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Take care.
Take care, guys. Bye.